Highlights of the news this Thursday. Traffic accident.
With that said, let's just jump into
total socialism.
Socialism, and you're smart enough to know this.
The fuck you say to me, you little
Socialism is when
Thank you.
is when a country nationalizes the means of production. So the reason I should be president is that I have a vision that actually helps provide a path forward for tens of millions of American families, which I would suggest would help make our foreign policy more sound, because we'd be making better decisions if people weren't operating from a sense of scarcity at all times.
But we just ran a huge experiment. Never in the history of the Republic have we had someone have the highest office of the land without military experience or public service experience. I think a lot of people feel like it's an enormously failed experiment. Why roll the dice on that again?
Did he seriously just compare Andrew Yang to Donald Trump? Watch Yang demolish him.
Well, Donald Trump would not be our president today if people thought that our government had been operating at the highest possible levels over the last number of years. Now, Donald Trump is a terrible president because he's a terrible president. But Donald Trump is not necessarily representative of every entrepreneur or other people with different sets of experiences around the country.
The fuck you say to me, you little
I'm friends with, because I'm Asian, I have a lot of doctor friends. Like there's some people that are hypochondriacs and like consume a lot of treatment. It's like clickbait, but clickbait across information silos. Like stop pinging the teenage kid. Literally, they could show you and I doing something, and then it's like, well, it must be real because it's on the internet. Literally, and none of you wants to move there. Like your time all of a sudden goes back up to Jeff and Amazon again, because you'll just buy an extra toaster. You'd have comes in and says, hey, what we think is best for you? This.
We're in agreement on this.
Do you think that this is a simulation?
Oh my gosh. I guess I saw that from the topic. When they get your credits and trade it to the government. so there are all these things that can be done.
Hunger.
Yeah, we have a lot of things.
We have a lot of things.
I heard that, and then I felt really bad. I felt culturally ignorant. But it turns out,
but it turns out it's just like one of the good ones, though. It was when they were like, it was like, that's our point.
Then you can get to a point like now, take my kids out of school and get like a bunker somewhere and have to redecorate the bunker.
That sounds miserable.
Point where you can get software to do the colors, just less miserable. You know what I mean? It's like we can't put that together. Criminality, like all of these things. AI, software, machines, robots. And so the solution is, I want to give you $1,000. It's not the great trucking riots of 2026. Then you're like, here's universal basic income, and then all the truckers go home happy. And I'm going to take something away from you. It's like, turns out it's just like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? It's like, it might be catastrophic. This is a much better way for me to go. There was actually a guy who was like trying to pay a consultant to be like, hey, if everything goes bad, how do I make sure my security forces don't turn on me in the bunker? Because at that point, how do I know? Then to wind up in the bunker being like, how do I know my security guy's not going to shoot me in the head? So
how do I know that?
Exactly. It's like, oh snap! Even the guy behind the camera wants to bash someone's.
For the guy.
That's not happening.
Yes.
You leave your job.
That's a true story.
I remember kids.
You'd have to think about it. Anyway, we're gonna start with start with one, and then maybe my second term when everyone's loving that first dividend, be like, hey man, I gotta talk it set. It's like, I know, as opposed to everything else I said. It's all but this is a true story. So whatever it is you're trying to
have an income tax that you want to phase out, that doesn't work either then, right? How do you, you have to balance your policies. If you want to go value-added tax that's going to replace the income tax, then I guess tax credits don't work either, right?
Well, the value-added tax and income tax, they would both be in existence for some period of time. And again, what you'd be looking to do is you're trying to get rid of individual income taxes because you're trying to not discourage work in any form, but it could be that corporate income tax is with us for quite some time.
Going to switch topics here.
It's going to be people who happen to be shareholders in these companies.
Andrew, who gave you something in life? Who gave you something for free in life? Are you a self-made success story?
Well,
why are you robbing other people their ability to be a self-made success story?
Well, the first people I thought of was my parents. I'm the son of immigrants. My parents came to this country to create a better life for me and my brother. And my father generated 69 U.S. patents for GE and IBM. I love this country. I believe this country has been the exemplar of innovation and success over the last number of decades. But we have to face facts about the fact that our economy is evolving in ways that's pushing more and more Americans to the sidelines. And then telling those Americans that are going to push to the sidelines, like, hey, like you can be a multimillionaire success story too, while Amazon's making 30% of the stores in their town close, does not seem to me to be an honest exchange.
Your heart's in the right place. 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 Your heart's in the right place.
Miserable. You know what I mean? It's like,
like what mistake did you make?
I'm gonna vote for the guy.
And I'm you know, you'd have to like think about it.
They don't want to take that jump to be an entrepreneur.
I'm gonna tell you guys a true story. Like I told my wife I was
As opposed to.
I know, as opposed to everything else I said. It's all no, but this is a true story. So I go,
come on, man. I mean, this is not good for anybody. It's like miserable.
Total socialism.
Socialism, and you're smart enough to know this, but Donald Trump is not necessarily representative of every entrepreneur or other people with different sets of experiences around the country.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
And we can make that real for you all if I become president in 2020.
Andrew Yang believes in you.
Socialism, and you're smart enough to know this.
It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg.
So universal basic income. My initial knee-jerk reaction was, get the fuck out of here.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
I'm immensely grateful to everyone who's gotten this campaign to this point, and you haven't seen nothing yet. I mean, we're gonna go very, very far together.
Miserable.